Madam Chair, Madam Vice President, magandang hapon po and welcome to the Senate. Magandang tanghali. I'd like to note that this committee is ruled by the women and kaming mga men ay nasa sidelines lang. I'd also like to note that although as a senator, naintindihan ko si Senator Risa na siyempre mas gusto kong cordial yung sagutan. But we also have to take into context that this is both legislative and political. And there are attacks against the Vice President regardless saan nanggagaling. So a little bit of latitude dahil we want kakampi man o kalaban to feel welcome. But I agree with Senator Risa naman na, how do we make it more cordial? No? So Madam Vice President, may I ask just one question? Actually two eh. One, nag-lunch na po ba kayo? And
Yes, Senator Cayetano, nag-lunch na po ako. And I'm very cordial
yes,
when it
ma'am.
comes to international diplomatic relations. Gusto nyo i-discuss natin yung West Philippine Sea.
Yes.
But hindi kasi ako plastic na tao.
No, I agree with you, ma'am. That's why nga sinasabi ko po na hindi lang to legislative, political din. That's why you should be given the latitude to answer in the way that you feel it could be properly answered, di ba? So kaya ko lang tinanong kung nag-lunch kayo kasi in the first 2 years, I know that you got a very warm welcome sa Senate. So I'm hoping sa budget hearing it doesn't change, no? I remember ang daming pumunta sa lunch noon. So my question lang, ma'am, is what can we do for the Office of the Vice President? Meron bang ni-request sa DBM na wala sa budget niyo so that we can consider it at the proper time?
No, we are already okay with the approved budget from the Department of Budget. The approved proposed budget in the NEP from the Department of Budget and Management. And we leave it up to members of Congress to decide on the budget. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you to the Office of the Vice President.
Any more questions? Well, so it's always the chair that has the last spot for questions. So let me just ask, of course, the security of every government official is very important. And recently, it was discussed that a number of security personnel was taken out from the Office of the Vice President. I think, if I'm not mistaken, totally, the PNP said they recalled 373 personnel across all agencies. So I'd like to know, baka naman wala nang natirang security sa OVP, hindi naman, ano na bang status? Ilan ang tinanggal na security at meron bang nagbabantay ngayon?
Madam Chair, may I be allowed to give a very long answer about the security?
Sure, as long as it answers the question.
Sige, ma'am. Opo. Noong kasi ako ay nahalal bilang pangalawang Pangulo, nakita ko kasi na pati ang security ng Vice President ay napupolitika. Hindi lang yan sa akin, kundi sa mga previous na Vice Presidents. Kaya nung tapos na ang eleksyon pero hindi pa ako naupo, sumulat ako kay former Secretary Delphine Lorenzana. Sinabi ko sa kanya, Sir, ang security ng Vice President should only be up to the level of the Vice President. Hindi po pwede na umakyat ang information at ang security ng Vice President sa iba pang opisyal. And at the time, the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the Secretary of the Department of National Defense agreed. That's why on June 2022, ito yung sa Armed Forces of the Philippines. On June 2022, the Secretary SND wrote to the Chief of Staff of the AFP, from Vice Presidential Security Detachment under the PSG, Secretary Lorenzana ordered the Vice President Security and Protection Group, which is a separate entity from the PSG. So ito yung June 22, 2022. Ngayon, nag-issue ng orders ang AFP GHQ ng General Order 0917 to activate the reorganization from detachment to Security Group on July 5, 2022, the activation order and the table of organization and equipment was released. Yes. All right. So, hindi ko alam kung ano ang nangyari sa Philippine National Police, but apparently they decided that they will mirror what the AFP did. So, noong December 9, 2022, inactivate ang Vice Presidential Protection Division under the PSPG. Ito under ng NHQ General Order OPL 22-22 and NAPOLCOM Resolution 2022-0675. Kaya po mali yung sinasabi ng lahat, hindi lang ako nagsasalita, ngayon lang ako nabigyan ng opportunity na magsalita. Hindi po tama na ikumpara yung term ni Vice President Leni Robredo at yung term ko in terms of security. Dahil yung security, yung VP-SPG at yung VP-PD sa PNP ay meron pong orders lahat. Ibig sabihin, there is a basis in law doon sa pag-activate sa kanila. Ngayon, yung sa Philippine National Police, kinuha nila ang 75 na personnel. Sila ang pumili kung sino yung kukunin nila. Makikita nyo, as I said in my statement, it was a targeted list. Madami doon sa mga security na yon. Security is a trust and confidence position. Kasi ibibigay mo sa kanila yung kanang pagsalig nimo sa imuhang kinabuhi, ihatag na nimo sa ilaha. Ngayon, nakalagay doon sa listahan, kasama ko since 2007 when I was Vice Mayor, kasama ko since 2010 when I was Mayor, and madami doon, kasama ko from 2016 during the term for 6 years of President Rodrigo Duterte. Makikita nyo yon sa listahan kung isa-isahin natin. So it was a targeted list. It was a political move. It was political harassment. Ngayon, nag-iwan sila ng 38. 38 na hindi namin kilala. 38 na sila ang nagsabi kung sino ang maiwan. Sinalatan namin sila. Sinabi namin, hindi na namin tatanggapin yung 38 ninyo. Ibabalik na namin yan sila lahat sa inyo. So there are no more PNP personnel in the Office of the Vice President. Ang naiwan na lang ay yung mga nasa VP SPG under the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Wala pong ginagastos ang OVP sa sweldo nito nila lahat dahil hindi po sila hinahire. Personnel na po sila ng ating AFP na dinidetail papunta sa Office of the Vice President. So, to answer your question, Madam Chair, meron pong security and all of them under AFP because we refused the personnel na sinabi. Ito na naman tayo kay General Marbil. Sinabi niya, ibabalik niya kapag mag-request kami. Sinulatan nila kami na mag-request kayo kasi ibabalik namin. Hindi ko gagawin yan.